gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the world of Faerun. When last we met, our heroes were taking a little nap after a very dangerous fight. The mighty Sai had fallen, but through a bit of first aid, his life was saved. Our heroes watch over the night to make sure that Sai stays with the living. However, tragedy also struck the party when the mighty Anarmagil, under the effect of a confusion spell, struck down his best friend, Greta. Tears in his eyes, he had to bring her back from darkness into the light. But now, being watched over by Uric and Anarmagil, life goes quietly, except for voices here and there. Our heroes wake, a new day, a little smarter, a little stronger. And now I present you with the world of Faerun.
All right. So from there, I'm going to take it from the beginning, only a lot less dramatic. So firstly, welcome on into session 4. We're going to pick up just where the party left off. They had won a hard-fought battle with a few close calls to name. They survived their offensive against the topiaries that were guarding the pass, and after concealing their camp, the party beds down and awakes to a frigid morning. The traps have not been sprung, and there are no signs of any tracks. Despite your strange visions, the night went rather peacefully, and for now you're alone. So what does the party do?
So are we like all awake and shit, or?
Yep. It's morning.
So I'm standing over Sai as he blinks his eyes open.
You deliberately... Oh, come on, man.
Hey there, sunshine.
Sai's eyes open, and it's a mixture of Thousand Yard Stare and like surprise and confusion. That's what you're seeing from him. And he gets up, he rubs his head, and then he looks around and he says, where am I?
Well, right now you're lying on a bed of thorns, thickets, and snow. You almost landed on the other side. What did you say?
Have you ever heard of anything about the Feywild?
I can't say I'm completely familiar.
I heard about it. Sorry, I was listening. Is that okay?
No,
yeah, of course. We're all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's around. Yes, Greta?
I haven't heard a whole lot, but someone talked to me about it.
Are there... I don't know what it was exactly, but there was something really evil that I sensed. I had a vision when I was out, and it spoke to me, and it mentioned the Feywilds. So I'm thinking maybe it's coming from there, or maybe it's trying to get there. I don't know. It wasn't really clear. Have you guys ever heard? And he stops for a minute, trying to remember, and then he picks up a stick, and he draws the symbol, Ben, that you showed me.
Ah, okay, so I think maybe a Narmagil could make a religion check.
All right. I won't lie, I don't know much of the Feywild, but I'm not surprised that you can't discern the evil here.
I didn't think it sounded evil.
Maybe you're right, Greta. Maybe I'm just being overly cautious, but...
A strange elf person talked to me, and he was very polite.
Speaking of which, that huge thing, did you guys notice its ears?
I noticed antlers. Are you talking about the thing that dove off the top of the mountain and landed on you? Excuse me.
Thanks for the burp in that, by the way.
Oh.
So an 18, that's actually a pretty good roll.
Mhm.
You rolled a 16 in that. Okay. So, you can't quite place it even still. You don't know what it means. It's in a different language, but you have seen what it's associated to. Something in your studies. In particular, enemies of Lathander. So that readily comes to your mind. And as a matter of fact, this is going to give you advantage on something in the future, but it's going to take a little bit more time to digest.
Cool.
Do not link that.
I will not.
Crap. Do you have the symbol itself?
I do.
We can't see it yet. You didn't draw it well enough.
Yeah, I'm trying
Nope, too late.
Too late? Damn it. Alright.
Because it means anything to me.
Sure. The significance will be revealed later.
I didn't
It's
look
like-
yet.
I'm just like, yeah, that's a scrolly thing. That's nice.
yeah.
Well, Greta, perhaps you saw a polite elf, but I tell you, I reached out to feel the evil spirits and I nearly choked on the dark miasma.
Oh,
Signy, how was your sleep?
I'm in a 10.
Signy!
What?
Yo, Sig!
No, what? I'm right here.
Sorry. So, did you notice anything last night? As I said, Yorick and I were taking a watch. I almost choked on the dark miasma here. I know you can occasionally sense things. What do you feel now?
I mean, I didn't sense anything last night, really. Whether the
That's what she
monster, the bushes or whatever the fuck they are, they didn't want to fight. They seemed angry.
We're all angry.
Isn't that the truth?
said. Yes. I can't imagine a world where you aren't angry. Not you, Sig. Oh, by the way, may I call you Sig?
I believe it's already started.
No, I mean, if you don't want me to call you Sig, I'll be happy to call you Signy.
It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Alright.
So the rune that Psychor started to draw in the snow starts to take a little bit more shape, and that's about what it looks like. I decided it didn't matter too much.
Do I know anything about the Feywild, being a ranger, or no?
You would probably be aware of the basics. This is more pertaining to the planar realms in general, depending on what cosmology you're looking at. The Feywilds is one of the closest to Abiyotora, which is everybody's. It's the material plane. It's the plane you're on right now. It's reality, right?
Okay.
So the Feywilds is one of a few mirrors that are very identical, but very different.
in the player handbook.
It should be in the player handbook somewhere.
It is. It's
But-
it's near the end. I was perusing today.
You were perusing.
I was looking through my player handbook.
All right. Well, the Feywilds, in essence, is what you would think it would be. It's the home plane of the Fey, and there's all different kinds of Fey. One in particular that everybody would readily remember is elves. Elves are a type of Fey. They are fairly closely related, I would say, but they're a little watered down now, I guess be the easiest way to put that. But it's a very colorful, very wild, untamed wilderness. I think that sums it up fairly well.
Hey, Gil,
Yes, Greta.
what are Entelkis?
In Telpkis?
I think.
I may have to review my notes. That doesn't strike me as something I recall immediately. Hold on.
Which one are you bringing up, Greta?
Okay, so I looked up what you said.
That's my image, by the way. But yeah, it's... If I brought that up for everybody, that would be better. Go ahead.
The one where they said, but the Entelquess is busy. Ntelquess. I don't know how it's actually said.
The Entelquessir. So that's Elven for... Basically, the rough translation to common would be not an elf.
Okay, but I mean,
yes.
I just say she is in character asking him what that means.
Oh yeah, okay, let's do that over again. Cool, I'll remember. Oh, that, I've always considered that something of a slur, Greta. But I heard it many times through my life. Honestly, you would hear it too. It pretty much translates to not an elf, but certain elves feel the need to use this term a lot around half-elves like myself, to remind me that I do not possess the grace or divinity or stick up my ass like they do.
Oh.
It's okay, Greta. Where is Samson?
What?
Oh, not a morning person. Needs your banger.
Samsung, did that huge thing look like an elf to you?
Now, I wouldn't call Gil a huge thing.
So, remind me, what happened to it once we downed it? Did it disappear?
So
is its corpse still there?
There was... Very good question. There was a perception check made for... I'm in the red, by the way. Can you guys hear me all right? Am I cutting out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. For some reason, Discord's saying I have a red bar. So what happened to it was after it died, and everybody took camp, 2 perception rolls were made. One was for the first watch, which I believe was Ulrich. No, Ulrich went second. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it was probably.
I have to scroll up for that one. There's 2 perception rolls. Ulrich rolled a 9, and Armigo went second. So, an Armigo, do you remember? I think I brought this up in a private message. Who went first?
Yeah.
Was it you?
No, the lower roll went first.
Yeah, so he rolled first, yeah, and he took first watch.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Okay. So Ulrich basically slept through his watch, and I remember that much. I just wasn't sure if that was the first one or the second one. Okay, so if anybody would know in character, it would have been Ulrich, and unfortunately he was the one who rolled a 9. So that's a very good question.
Well, can I... Okay, I'm going to pick up my call traps, and then I'm going to go see if his corpse is still there.
It is not.
Hey guys, he's gone.
Yorick, what happened?
What happened about what?
The corpse of the elf. It's gone. Did you...
No, I didn't see anything. I didn't notice that the elf was gone.
An important distinction here is it looked distinctly like an elf. It wasn't necessarily an elf. It still very much looked like one of the topiaries of before, but groomed in such a manner that it was humanoid, or at least more so.
I'm pretty sure it was a plant.
Maybe you're right. Very well. So, what happened to this treant?
Is gone.
That's not good.
Are there any
Good.
tracks? I would like to look for tracks.
Cool. Who does track?
Signy. So, Greta, are you looking on your own, or are you going to ask for help?
No, I'm totally gonna look. I mean, I'll probably
Alright.
ask for help if I don't figure anything out, but
You can absolutely roll independently, but
would it be
So
nature?
that would
or
be a survival check.
survival? Starting off strong.
You see lots of snow.
Oh dear God.
Greta, I do believe that Signy and Yorick may be of assistance.
I'm just saying there's nothing there.
Not with our eyes, but perhaps better trained eyes.
Well, what do you
try
guys...
Yorick, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I can try.
Everybody except the professional steps forth.
No.
If Yorick rolls a natural 1, what's
Nice.
snow? I mean,
It's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yurick comes back. Yeah, I don't see anything.
definitely nothing there.
It looks like we're not going to find anything here. We know where they retreated to. Maybe, if we're ready, we should go forward and check that area out.
So, Signy, you know the other two are not reliable as far as tracking goes. Out of morbid curiosity, do you want to check for yourself?
I guess, but I mean, I feel like you're putting me on a pedestal here, man.
I mean,
I mean-
I really have a hard time believing you guys would think Greta's good at anything just yet.
I mean, I would also say, like, Signy doesn't really care all that much, but with a little coaxing, it wouldn't be that hard to convince. We'll just give it a shot. Hey, there you go. What's up?
Another natural 1. I mean, there's lots
Jesus.
of snow, man.
It's a blizzard.
You see him out about as much as Uruk did.
Body just faded into the ground, I'm telling you.
Okay, so
Are
now
you
we
guys
start
done?
playing. This is where we start playing.
The sad part is Greta literally did a better job of tracking than them.
Yep.
Almost combined.
Yeah, but
Oh, you know why? She's checking the wrong direction. That's where we came from.
That's where the corpse was?
it was, yeah.
It was right here, because it fell, remember?
If it ran, would it run back or would it run forward?
Well, I don't know, but it would have run from where it fell.
Doubt.
Well,
Alright.
we'll see it on the way. I don't think it was. I don't think it looked like the kind of creature to just accept a loss like that.
Alright, so I was on the road when this happened. Which way did they leave when we let them run away?
Up here, didn't they?
So the ones that you let get away, well, not you in particular, but Signy, as you may recall, was 2 of the rather thorny ones and one of the smaller average ones, I guess I could say. They ran in this direction, which was to the northwest, if I can get the ruler. But they were up top. That's about the direction that they ran. It was not the big one. You didn't see the big one move as soon as it fell, and it did land right there. But everything and every trace of what was once there is missing.
Okay.
Was
Well, I
it
guess.
was it alive when it was moved, or did something move it, or was it spiritual?
That's the question, isn't it?
I mean, you could make a history check with advantage if you want to know whether or not it was alive or not.
Yeah.
Because this is recollecting something from last session.
Yeah. So history.
Yeah. Okay. So, even though you were shortly knocked out after it fell on you, or at least fell by you, I forget the category.
Well, I saw the big one go down, and then after the small one took me out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, because suicide jumped on top of you. Okay, so when the big one went down, it went down in quite a clash indeed. And it was not moving at all after that. It looked very much dead, as far as you could tell. Any of the other ones that you have killed, it looked just like they did. Inanimate.
I'm pretty sure we took that thing out. I don't see how it could have gotten up and walked away. So
Then I'll take your word for it.
yeah.
That means something moved it. Those bushes, perhaps.
I don't know. Seen a lot of things die and get back up afterward. It's not uncommon.
I mean, we didn't kill all of them.
That's true. Well, I don't suppose we're going to find any answers standing around here. And I don't believe anybody bought bacon, did they?
I concur. I think we should get moving.
All right. So, are we going to go to where they ran? Or somewhere else?
Let's go this way.
I think we followed the trail of the nobles that we were sent for, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to see those guys again.
Alright, so everybody packs up to continue on the beaten path, I'm assuming?
Can I, go ahead of us this time so we, have a warning before shit hits us?
Sure.
I'm sure. You're going to have to percept it.
Okay, so if you do that, you can absolutely, and I'm just going to go ahead and settle the mechanics of this ahead of time. You would be making a stealth roll, and you would be ahead of the party. And unfortunately, that would be going off of your perception, because you would technically be leading the party, which is what Signy's supposed to do.
You specifically advised me against taking perception, you know.
I did, because that's Signy's role as the basically trailblazer, whose job it is to pick the trail, and it's on him, or her, as it is, whether or not they're leading you into a trap. But if you go ahead, it's going to go off of your perception, but you'll know ahead of time.
I am fucking stealthy as fuck.
You are. Yes, so you'll be very stealthy, and you will have a fairly good chance at perceiving the dangers ahead of time, but it's exactly at that same drawback. It's not as good as Signy, but it's a better warning. That's the difference.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
It's a pretty good trade-off. Still a trade-off.
I'm less likely to see it, but I'm more likely to get it back to them without it shit hitting.
Exactly. So that's what I was stressing. All right. So in conclusion, everybody is following the old road. They're not going off after these things, right?
I mean, I would prefer not to go into plants. Plants have been attacking us.
All right.
Yeah, we know it's not personal.
All right. So I assume everybody packs up the camp.
Yeah.
They don't leave their stuff behind.
Yeah.
At least I'd hope not. All right.
Yes, only we can prevent forest fires.
All right, so while packing up to move on, the party does hear a familiar bird call in the distance. While the party may have expected an attack, this time nothing comes. So, Ulrich, give me a nature check with advantage.
Okay.
Are you on your phone?
No.
Oh, you can do it.
Yeah.
All right, an 18. So, 18 is a pretty good roll. So you know that this is the same call that sounded the retreat, but now that you're on alert and paying closer attention to detail, you do catch something that's quite remarkable about it. It's distinctly different from the first call. And like a mated pair of birds, this sounds to be the other half of a duet song. One that will likely never be answered again. So you can conclude that there were two of the creatures that were sounding the bird call, and this is the other half. The first one was the one that you encountered originally.
So, I mean,
Kill Juliet.
unless he chooses to share that with us.
I think that I'm so far behind right now that I won't say anything just yet.
All right. So the party continues up the pass, and that will bring us to the next map.
Hey, Signy, did you get a chance to swing at any of those things?
I got the chance, but they never
Actually-
connected.
A little premature.
Oh, sorry.
Continuing up the pass, the party curves along to the east of a narrow ravine along the old road. So the ravine runs for several miles in either direction, with an average depth and width of 30 feet. At the road's closest approach to the cleft, several pillars jut forth out of the earth, where the ravine widens to 40 feet. Two of the pillars stand straight, but most lean atop sloped earth. Others are broken, and several have apparently fallen into the dark depths below, which you can see some of from this point. A few of the pillars are visible on opposite sides of the ravine, but are worn and broken and littered in dwarvish graffiti. At least it's dwarvish alphabet that covers most of them.
Oh, can I read that? I mean, look, I speak Gnomish, but Gnomish uses dwarven symbols, so just curious.
Technically, it would be the same alphabet.
It's not like we have a dwarf on our team.
I mean, yeah. So with advantage from Ulrich and Greta, go ahead and give me a history check. Cycle.
Oh, history. Is it okay? I think I have bonuses to dwarf stuff. Maybe not. History with advantage.
I was having Psychor roll.
Oh, I
but
thought
you could go ahead.
I thought you said me. I was gonna say that's why.
He's
sucks
basically
so bad.
saying like he has an advantage because we're there as a resource for him.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you said Urich. I apologize.
Oh, his
Oh.
roll is better than mine, though. I mean,
I mean, you're not going to complain.
no.
Okay, so
There we go. It's not complete without my fail.
Ulrich, you translate the letters from Dwarvish only to discover that it's in yet another language, and you're going to need help from a Narmagil because he's the only one who speaks Goblin. Goblin is a language, as I'm sure you readily know, that uses the Dwarvish alphabet but needs that extra step. So, go ahead and give me another roll.
What you want to do is get a little bit of phlegm in your mouth first. Then you speak the same dwarvish.
I have to make another history roll.
Another history roll, but you do have advantage because you're being helped.
Mhm.
Hey.
17, lucky spree. Okay. So, with the help of a Narmagil, you decipher these Dwarvish inscriptions as warnings and threats made in Goblin against potential trespassers, as well as some kind of old hymn, which goes, "See the old dragon down from his throne, sink with enormous ruin."
Just regular goblin shit with some stupid rhyme at the end of it. Fucking goblins.
I'm pretty sure the thing you just said was another curse word. Be a little careful with that.
Sure.
I mean,
All right.
goblin curses, they're bad.
So, Signy, go ahead and give me a survival check.
It's gonna be better.
It should be after before.
It's worse.
You know what? Go ahead and give me advantage.
I have
You want me to
survival,
roll
so
again, or do you want me to?
Just
Yes, sir.
go ahead and roll again.
I
Okay.
have survival, so I can help him.
Yes, so roll again with advantage because you're both looking after yesterday's catastrophe.
I will take all the crutches. Victory!
17. Okay. So, with the help of Ulrich, keen eyes, plural, reveal that the area in and around the pillars has hosted many small campfires, some as recent as a month ago. So someone went through quite an effort to hide the evidence of campsites from casual scrutiny, which is rather interesting. And it's about then that you notice a sturdy knotted rope is tied to one of the pillars on this side of the ravine and hangs down into the dark abyss below, which again is about what you can see from the top of the map. And judging by its good condition, the rope couldn't have been tied for any longer than 2 or 3 weeks ago. Rather fresh trick. But as soon as you get excited, you notice the rope has been cut.
I just looked at everyone. Guys, look. There are people that were here. Probably that dead ranger down.
We
Let's
don't know
go.
who's dead yet. Looks like someone made us into a one-way trip. I wonder if someone's going to do the same to us.
Let them try. Can I look around the campsites and try to figure out who was here, if it was goblins or druids or whatever the fuck?
So I think that would call for another survival check since it's asking me a different question.
Okay.
But absolutely, you can go ahead and do that.
I'll help.
Okay, so that is indeed a 23 with advantage. You do see tracks around here, which is unusual because everything else hasn't really left a track before except the goblins, so that pretty much is an answer to your question. There is quite a bit of traffic going through here, especially now that you pointed out. It looks like this is the trail that they've been using, but not the rope. So, inspecting closer to the edge of the ravine, you see older and smaller handholds are actually carved into the cliff face. And they are indeed goblin carved.
Well, it looks like goblins had something to do with going down there, but not necessarily by the rope. The rope was probably put there at a later time, and somebody followed them in.
Okay, so noob question. How big are goblins?
They're about the size of a gnome, I want to say.
Yeah,
So
maybe,
what
yeah.
you're saying is that there is a path of handholds going down this cliff that is perfectly Greta sized?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gone.
Greta, wait!
Can I do acrobatics?
Greta, wait!
Oh, god damn
You
it!
know what? I'll allow it
Greta.
and fall in.
What's
Greta, we literally brought climbing gear.
what's the condition of the rope? Did you say is it cut off halfway down?
It's cut off from about the midsection, yes.
Can you place us then? Like, where are we?
Did I take any damage from that?
You're not done falling yet.
You're not done falling yet, yes. So everybody is not quite on this map yet, since this is the first level. So I'll go ahead and place you guys over here,
Right.
just so that you can see what you're looking down at.
Okay, so we're looking down at this thing.
I just want you to know, Vex, this is how we had our first TPK.
So
One person
everybody
jumping ahead.
go ahead, and I'll go ahead and grab everybody's missing.
I don't suppose that super stealth roll applied to that.
Yeah,
No.
nobody saw you.
You're not still past gravity.
Not one of us saw you jump off the edge of the cliff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So Greta's the one who decided to be suicidal, so she's here now. Falling damage is a 1d6 per 10 feet, correct?
Yes.
Yo,
That is correct.
there's a max at some
I
point.
mean,
too, but
I was
doubt
trying
it's
to
that far.
climb. I wasn't trying to fall.
Unfortunately, as you slip over the edge, you slip completely over the edge, and you don't manage to grab anything on the way down. So, Greta, you smack the bottom floor of this pillar, and you're knocked unconscious. I won't even roll for it.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying is that it most certainly would have killed me.
At its minimum, this is a 50-foot fall. So, worst case scenario, you die. best case scenario, you're unconscious. So let's say that you're unconscious.
So would you say that it's less than 60 feet down?
It is just barely less than 60 feet down.
Well then, do I know that she's unconscious?
She fell down into the low light below, so I'm gonna say no.
Well, there was probably a pause before my body landed.
Pretty good pause. And then you hear a smack and maybe a squeal, but nothing more.
I mean, look, seriously, I was trying to climb. I have +6 to acrobatics, you guys.
I'm gonna jump down.
Can I cast healing word on her? Otherwise, like,
You can't see her from the top.
dang.
Guys, I know we're all worried, but let's just set up the climbing gear and get down to her, okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Greta, you hear me? So I pull out the pinions, I start hammering them in, and get ourselves ready to climb
So
up.
you're hammering into the pythons at the edge of the cliff. And Psychor, you said that you were going to jump down. I'm assuming you're using Featherfall, yeah. So go ahead and bring that up for us.
Alright,
He
so
did
it's-
Mastery of the Air right there.
Oh, he did. Sorry, I'm blind. So yeah, Psychor goes ahead and jumps down. Everybody else,
You ignore all falling damage? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Psychor, you are like super powered for level 2.
so alright, Psychor, as you jump down here, you see a sandy ledge overlooking a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west, only lightly dusted by ash and snow blown down from above. And this ledge is wide but rough, and sandy, rocky debris, as well as the bones of small animals, cover the ground surface here. And a small rough-hewn stairwell zigs and zags down the side of this ledge, descending into darkness, which is about what you can see at the edge of your vision. So in the low light, you can see the far well of this chasm is 250 feet to the west, and the bottom is about 80 more feet below where you now stand. So it's rather lucky she didn't slip anywhere else.
So I look around. Do I see Greta?
You see Greta bleeding out in a crumpled heap below you, and you do see a few other things. So lured by this sudden clatter is a bunch of giant rats who have come to investigate the fallen prey.
Oh, friend.
Can I see Samson?
Everybody else is on the ledge above you, and I'm gonna say no. They're still securing the rope. They haven't even begun to climb down. And unfortunately, I think this catches you by surprise.
Okay, yeah. Let's do this.
All right.
Can I just ask one question? With this
Sure.
natural explorer, it says difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Does that mean? Oh no, we did that last time. Mountains don't. Mountain climbing isn't included in difficult terrain.
Yes, vertical faces aren't exactly difficult terrain. They're
Right.
climbing.
Yeah.
Of course, there is an extremely fast way to vertically travel.
At a higher level, yes. Or if you're a Psychor. But
Yeah, I don't think
That is the case.
I don't think Crimson could even do that.
How far was it? It was 80 feet, but what was the first landing?
the descent
50?
to the first ledge is 50 feet.
God damn.
And you guys are going to need another turn to secure the pythons because that literally just started happening.
Okay, I'm gonna start going down the handholds.
So the handhold is
Careful!
slower, but since this is underground and mountainous, you do ignore the difficult terrain, so you can move your foe.
Okay, good. Do I need an athletics check?
You will. It's a very simple roll. I'm going to have everybody go ahead and roll initiative, though.
Okay.
Since this is starting to get into the territory.
Do I not roll or do roll on the case that I
You need to roll, but only because you're bleeding out actively.
fantastic. I have to roll for initiative so I can do my saving throws.
Your death saving throw, yeah.
You have to be allowed to die.
Hey, 19. All right.
I really
All
was
right.
hoping to be lower in the order.
And
These are
Alright,
really
so
that good.
I'm at
I'll
the
go
top.
ahead and throw the rats.
I'm at the top trying to make sure these pythons are secure so that anybody who's climbing down, I'm basically anchoring the rope.
Okay, it's your role to secure the pythons, just by the way. Alright,
Okay.
and since this is still actively a surprise round, the rats do go first. So, Ulrich, you're gonna have to sit on that for a second.
Yep, no problem.
So the giant rats, all they see right now is Greta and Psychor, and all the mess it has. So the rats are going to gang up on Psychor. Like a bunch of hungry animals they are, and it's gonna be messy. So I'm going to actually go ahead and scoot Greta as rats crawl all over her to get at Psychor and try to bring him down as well.
Yeah.
They just move her out of the way.
Yeah, it's very much a vicious mob, so
One of them
It's-
bathes in her blood.
2 attacks at advantage and 3 regular. As they do flank you, because there's so many of them. So those are the advantage rolls. 1, 2, and 3 regular.
Oh my god,
Wow.
5. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So 5 and 5.
Okay,
yeah,
well, the 8 wouldn't have hit him, right?
No.
What's your
Yeah.
AC?
You have 14 AC.
Yeah.
So everything misses except for that 19 and 23. So you take 10 damage as 2 of these feral rats start gnawing into you and threatening to bring you down to the ground. Which takes us
Hey, at
to the
least none of
initiative order.
At least none of them were diseased.
At least they're not diseased rats, yeah. So, Ulrich, you can go ahead and move. It's 25 feet. So let's
Okay.
start tracking this.
Can I use my sling from here?
Can you
Can
see
you
them?
use your sling? Okay,
Yeah.
so how far is your dark vision? I'm assuming 60 feet.
60 feet, yep.
Yes. Okay, so are you going to attack before you start climbing or after?
No, I'm gonna attack at the end of my movement.
So you're holding on to the ledge with one hand and
This
trying
is
to
the
make an
good-
attack.
This is why I was questioning, can I make an attack, or do I just have to climb?
At disadvantage, or you're just climbing?
I guess I'll make an attack with disadvantage. Try
I mean,
to
you
hit
may
one
as
of
well.
them. Yeah. So let me just see. Range is okay.
The range is totally fine. It's not that
Yeah, well, I was looking to see for hand axes. But...
You miss.
All right.
Not much more can be said. You take a shot in the dark and it falls into darkness. You don't
Yeah.
know where you went.
I hit
So-
Greta.
Oh god.
It's your turn. What do you do?
Oh, me?
Yep.
Motorcycle. This is weird. I will do inertial armor as an action. So let me just bring that up. Okay. Let me change that. And this allows me to do that. So I get 2 HP.
2 hit points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're slightly less critically wounded as before.
Yeah. And a little bit, well, you know. Right, so that would be my turn. Can I do a bonus action still?
No, you used your bonus action to recover hit points. So you have your movement if you want to take advantage or opportunity attacks from all of that, but I doubt that.
Yeah, I was looking at it. It's their positioning that kind of if because of how I'm surrounded, They cut off all of my movement. So I'm
Yeah,
staying
that's
put.
true. You can't move through enemies. So that takes us to their turn. Alright, so 2 are at advantage and 3 are regular.
Ben, I gotta go. So I'm just going to continue to go down to the bottom and attack the rats if I can, and I should be back in like half an hour or so.
Alright, no problem.
Okay, cool. Maybe not half an hour, I'm not sure, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Alright,
Okay, see you guys.
see ya.
I'm
so
gone.
the other one attacks at advantage. Are you down from that?
Yeah, I'm
So
done.
fucking dead.
Okay. So the first 2 bite into you very savagely and start taking you down to the ground. There's 3 more of them. I won't be needlessly cruel. So the 3 that remain are investigating the 2 bodies before them rather eagerly, and everybody else probably needs to get down here in a hurry. Greta,
Yes.
go ahead and make me a single death saving throw, please.
You know this is not going to go well.
20.
Probably will.
You just spent the 2 critical successes.
All right, that's
You
one win.
succeed. Why does it say you have 1 failure? Go ahead and
No, because
clear that.
I pressed the wrong button.
Oh,
Right, so
okay.
that means I have a success. Woo.
You have 1 success and 0 failures. Important distinction there.
Yes.
All right. So that brings us to Samson. What do you do?
Alright, well, I'm not going down there until I can see what's going on, so I'm going to cast Dancing Lights to create
Okay.
torches that sort of light the way down.
Ooh, are the rats afraid of the light?
That is rather helpful. So you spend your turn.
Actually, I also use a bonus action. Can I see Greta and Sai with this, with the lights now up?
So you cast them at the edge of your vision, and do you have dark vision, is my question. I don't think you do as a halfling, but I could be wrong.
No, I do not.
So you have to cast them right in front of you, if that's the case. So I think the semantics there would be they occupy the 5 feet in front of you, and then you move them 20 feet down, right? Or no, you can move them
What?
60 feet.
Is it within it? Because it says that you create up to 4 torch lights within range. It doesn't say within his sight.
You
His
can
range is
only cast a
120.
spell within sight range. You need to be able to see where you're casting it at.
Okay, well, he could certainly see at least 20 feet down that hole.
Not if you don't have any dark vision, I think, unless there's a base rate, which there very well might be. It's been ages since I've looked at this.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're standing at the top of a well, you can see several feet down into the well before it gets too dark. Especially if it's a really wide hole.
If there's any sun above you, yes, but in this case there isn't. As you may recall, the land has been rather shrouded in darkness lately.
I tried.
You did try. So you can move them 60 feet regardless, it looks like. So you can cast all 4 of these dancing lights, and I'm assuming you're going to do kind of a pillar effect, reaching all the way down. So
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
they do indeed illuminate the entire way down.
Nice.
So you can see both of them now.
We don't look good.
They do not look good. They're both on the ground.
I look good.
Sure.
I just don't look healthy.
So
Question.
you use a bonus
Darren
action.
doesn't already have a failure, does he?
He does not.
Okay. Because I know you pressed the button twice. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and hand wave that. I don't really want to kill everybody. Okay, so that takes your action. Do you spend a bonus action, or...
Was my bonus action moving them 60 feet?
Oh, it was. Okay, so do you use your movement, rather, to climb down the handholds, or are you waiting for the pythons?
I'll go ahead and start moving down.
Okay, so... I think for Ulrich, it's the entire party that ignores difficult terrain, so you can move 25 feet down. So you're halfway there, and you'll be there on the next turn. Go ahead and move you there. All right. So that takes us to Signy. What are you doing?
I'm waiting for the pittance, man. I'm waiting for that climbing material.
Okay, so you can help with that, and let's just say that they're secured this turn if you do.
Sounds perfect.
All right. So you help secure the pythons, and you hammer them in the rest away with your giant maul, which makes it very short work, and you can go ahead and start moving down. So
Okay.
you can go ahead and shimmy on 30 feet down, so you are almost to the bottom. Is that what you want to do?
Sounds good.
All right, so Anarmigo, it's your turn.
Same thing. I'm going to start climbing down as well.
Are you going to use a sprint to move all the way down or just 30 feet?
I can sprint.
You can still technically. I'll allow it because you can kind of do a fireman's slide down the pole,
All
so
right.
to speak.
I just want to know, if I fireman slide, I'm not going to hit everybody else with my butt and knock them off the rope.
Who's out? Oh, wait, no, Signy is also on the rope. Good question. I'll say logistically, no, I don't think that would be.
All right. In that case, I will sprint and get my butt down.
If you do that, I think
this. I just thought about this too. I'm like, I hope there's not a whole lot of weight on this rope.
there is now.
Nothing bad possibly happened.
Nothing bad could possibly happen. Let's see.
I mean, the bad things have already happened.
They have already happened. And that's a 5.
Yeah, but that's coming from you, so that means it's a good thing for us, right?
Yeah, that means you failed to break the rope.
Sure. Alright, so now you end up at the bottom for better or for worse.
All right. So I guess I'm at the bottom with some angry rats.
Yes, you are.
I assume I can't use a bonus action to...
No.
All right.
So that takes us to Ulrich, and I think he had already made it halfway down, correct? So he moves the rest of his movement. And let's say the handholds bring him right down next to Greta.
So
Just
we
saying,
know he would just chop.
Using the handhold.
And he said he would just chop. So because he didn't use anything else, he gets to make 2 attacks. They're regular, no freaking yet. With hand axes. That's not supposed to be a disadvantage. What was the first one? The first one was a 2, so that is still the same result, but he gets to make another one with his bonus attack, which does no better, unfortunately. So Ulrich takes 2 swipes and whiffs both of them, which takes us to Psychor. So you need to make me a death saving throw.
Alright, here we go. Scroll up. Let's see.
Ooh, stand
You
up,
have
bud.
2 successes.
Doesn't he stand up?
No, it's just 2 successes.
I thought he gets 1 HP with a 20 on a death save.
Don't think so.
No, it's just 2 successes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, on a crit fail, you would die straight up.
Yeah.
So that takes us to the rats. Okay, so Narmigo's right there. I will say that 2 of them will gang up on.
You're incorrect, sir. According to the compendium, if you roll a 20 on the d20, you gain 1 hit point with a death saving.
Okay, we're not going to go and say you're incorrect for the DM on his ruling on that one.
No,
We got to. What I'm going to do is.
You're right. I'm sorry.
All right, so let me go ahead and refresh my own memory and look up unconscious. Because this will probably only take a second.
Yeah.
Because I know once you reach 3 successes, you don't regain consciousness. You're still unconscious for 1 die for hours. So if anything, I could see that he's still unconscious, but no longer currently bleeding out. I don't think you regain consciousness from anything short of healing, or lay on hands, or a healing-like effect. And I could absolutely be wrong about that. I only see unconscious, which doesn't really help me. And I don't want to derail for too long, so I'm going to try to keep this rolling. So with an Armagill, I'm going to say 3 gang up on him and 2 gang up on Ulrich. Not very fair, but there we go. So nobody gets flanking, luckily, because of positioning, and they're kind of dumb. They're just rats. So this is going to be 3 for an Armagill. And I do believe all of those miss, luckily.
So all those miss.
As they chomp rather helplessly at your boots, but don't do much else. And for Ulrich, I do believe one of them, yes, does get through for 6 damage as it jumps on top of him and starts gnawing away at his flesh, which is rather gruesome, and he does recoil in pain. Takes to Greta. You need to roll me a death saving throw.
Woo!
You can do it.
Hey!
That is 2 successes for Greta. So Samson, what are you doing?
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast Healing Word towards Greta.
I mean, I would argue that Sai is much more useful than me.
No, I'm actually not. In this situation, your talents are more fitted.
Okay, so you use your bonus action to Healing Word Greta for 6 hit points. So Greta, you're conscious again. And
Wow.
So Samson, what do you spend your action or movement on?
My action, I'm just, I'll go all the way. Is an Armagill in the way of me going all the way down?
No.
Okay, so I will go all the way down, and I guess just attack one of the rats. I'm not sure which one. Which one is closest to me?
Let's say that you appear right here next to the sanctuary. So that would be the one directly to the south.
Okay, well then I'll attack the one directly south with my rapier.
Alrighty, go ahead and report.
I'm back in a few minutes, by the way.
For 6. So you do stick it for 6 damage, but it is still alive. It squeals in pain, but it's also very pissed off. Is that your turn?
Yes, it is.
Alrighty, so that takes us to Signy. You can use your movement to reach the floor of the cavern.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Where do I end up when I get down?
Let's say right here.
Okay.
Sure, let's go with that.
I don't know if I have much more movement to get to a rat.
You are halfway down, right? So you have about... Oh, good lord. You have 10 feet of movement.
Okay. This fire is dead, right? It's not lit up.
Yeah, the fire is dead.
Cool. I'll move right there, and I'm gonna swing.
Alright,
let's
go for it.
Let's just make it reckless, because. Boop. Oh, nice. 2-3.
Yeah, so you take a swipe and it does not connect with the red. It's a little smaller than you thought. Is that your turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Narmigo.
All right. So I'm going to swing at the middle rat.
All right. A 14 does hit. So describe how you killed this rat.
So realizing that this rat is the one that went and hurt one of my tiny little friends, I simply raise up my sword and say, "Take this, you disgusting creatures." And I just split it right in half. Then I tell the next two rats that they're net.
So cleaved in twain, that rat does die. And that takes us to Ulrich again, who takes 2 more swipes. Let's see if
I
these
have.
ones hit.
I also have 2 attacks. Oh, okay. I gotta go. I'll be back as soon as I can.
All right. So he only popped in long enough to tell me he does have 2 attacks.
Wait. I think he only has 2 attacks if he was doing it from the beginning of a round, right? And I didn't know that came out until level.
No, he's dual wielding, so he makes a second attack, but it does not get strength mod damage on the second one, and he uses his bonus action.
Yeah, but I believe he's referring to whatever like the Gloomstalker deal is, where if it's to the beginning of the action, somebody hasn't acted, you get
He
a
doesn't
whole
get
extra.
Gloomstalker until his archetype.
Right, but I think he
Which is up
thinks
to-
that he has it now.
Oh, well, he doesn't, and I might have to tell that to him later.
Yeah.
Regardless, he makes 2 attacks. The second one does hit, but he doesn't get strength mod, so it hits for 2 damage against the rat that he's directly in front of, let's say. Right? So... Alright. He does make 1 solid hit. And it squeals, but it's still alive, which takes us to Psychor.
Alright.
Psychor, I do stand corrected. When you roll a 20, apparently you regain 1 hit point. And I think whenever you heal a hit point, you also regain consciousness.
Wow.
So welcome back to the land of the living, and you do have your turn on this round. So what do you do?
I want to mind thrust something. No, my mistake. Yeah, it's the movement that's really hampering me. Alright, yes, I can't move left, right, or no chain. Okay, I'm just gonna mind thrust whichever rat I can.
That is a very good question. His inertial armor is not, as far as I can tell, it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah, but since I was unconscious, I think we can say it drops.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. So that does make a lot more sense. Anything that, yeah, all right. So that is an intelligence saving throw against who?
Yeah, intelligence.
Against
Inertial
which one?
armor isn't concentration.
I think any spell-like effect that you have running whenever you lose consciousness or die drops. At least that's what I've been obeying for monsters, so let's go with that.
Yeah, it would drop, but when I have it up, I can still cast other things.
You can cast it again, yes. You cut out, so I didn't catch the full part of that question.
Yeah, it's like mage armor, it's not concentration.
Ah,
So-
yeah, alright. So who are you mind thrusting? Which one?
I think what we'll do, because the text doesn't say it, but I think what we'll do is that we'll, Okay, I'll take this one next to Greta.
The one next to Greta, alright. So that rat needs to make an intelligence check, which they suck at. Rolls a 0, so it takes 5 damage and rears back in pain, but is still alive, unfortunately. Which
Yeah.
takes us to that rat's turn. Which it's going to respond in kind. So that's a 14, which misses, luckily, as it turns its attention back to Psychor very angrily. But you get lucky, it doesn't quite get through your clothes. The rest of them, it's going to be 1 bite for Uruk, which crits, surprisingly, for 5 damage as this thing jumps right on top of him again. And he's looking a little worse for wear. An Armigil, you have 1 headed your way.
All right.
For 6, which misses, it gets nowhere near your armor. 1 for Samson, which is 14, which matches. You can feel this thing gnawing away at your boots, but it does not quite connect. Greta, you need to... Actually, no, you are conscious, so what do you do?
Okay, so I have a question.
Shoot.
I have minor illusion, which says that it basically wouldn't, what does it say?
Go ahead and click on it for me.
I mean, it basically says, right, that it's not going to convince anyone,
Sure.
If I can find it. If the creature uses its action to examine the sound or image, they can determine that it's an illusion with a successful intelligence check. But what I wonder is if I could create something scary enough that looks like it's falling from above to frighten the rats away.
Aren't you unconscious?
No, she got healed from a healing word out of Samson a turn ago.
Yes.
I would like to get them on the run, and I just think if like a really gigantic, terrifying cat, lion or something, whatever their natural predator is, were to
So
appear
you
from
want to conjure a 5-foot cube cat, a very chunky cat indeed, to try to scare them away.
Yes.
Okay. So for the next 6 seconds, a giant cat is falling from above. Is there anything else you want to do?
I mean, it is going to be like, I want it to look like it's going to attack them, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's like a very scary panther. But we won't know the
Okay.
result until it's their turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so that's an action, right? So then I
Yep.
guess I can do a bonus action and that's it? And movement. Right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to hide with my bonus action.
All right, roll stealth. An 11. Not the greatest, but as far as you can tell, you are very sneaky indeed.
Yeah, and I'm going to put the big people... Do I have time to move too? Can I still do that?
Yes, you can.
I want to put the big people between me and the rats.
Okay. And because they need to use their action to perceive you, they do not get an attack of opportunity.
Haha.
Now I realize
I'm
that's kind of
glad
a
I hit
loophole to
first.
disengage, but that's pretty interesting. So that brings us to Samson. We have, however, been going for an hour, and I need to use the bathroom. So how about we take a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Wow.
Alrighty.
All right.
That was an
I'll
hour
be
already?
right back.
Wow.
Yes, it is. I was kind of surprised too, but I'll be right back.
Alright, I'll be right back too. It was pretty cool to find out about the 1 HP thing. I wasn't sure about that. I didn't know. I wasn't too worried about it because I think if any of these rats scratches me, I'm just gonna go down again. So I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, not a huge deal. It's just from watching a lot of D&D games and whatnot. Sometimes it comes in pretty clutch. And
Yeah. Plus,
That's
it's
the only
really
reason why I
cool that you guys saw me dead and then just see me get back up. Well, not dead, but you know what I mean.
flying, resurrecting gnome.
Yeah. Alright, I'll be back. I'm gonna go haul at the moon.
Does anyone else think that Roll20 has a lot of crit rolls?
No. I would say that Discord has a lot of cruel low.
I mean, I'm just saying with 2 of those bites, like 3 rolls in a row were a top roll.
It happens. I mean, you get crit rolls, you get crit fails. It still comes out to about the right average. So, like, when you get a lot of attacks, like rats do, or just having that amount of enemies, it certainly can happen.
Alright. So I am back. Is everyone else
Welcome back.
AFK?
Welcome
Pretty
back.
sure Darren's not back yet.
Alright, so we're waiting for Darren.
Yeah, Mike is doing the round.
Right.
But it's not Darren's turn yet for like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, okay, so since Darren is not for a fair minute, let's go ahead and just start with Samson's turn. So what do?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on Sai because he's standing next to me.
Alright. Go ahead and click on that for me. Nice. Okay. So Sai regains 11 hit points.
Sweet.
Seems too good.
And I guess for my movement, I'll go ahead and move out of that corner and away from the rats over behind Yurik.
Think about that real quick.
So if you leave the sphere of influence of any enemy, you take an attack of opportunity.
That is true. Heck.
Is that what you want to do?
Can I go into stealth as a bonus action?
No, only rogues can do that.
Okay, never mind. I will stay right where I am.
Alright, so that takes us to Signy.
Second verse, same as the first.
No, not same as the first.
Oh my god, did I hit something?
You did hit something, congratulations!
Jesus.
So describe how you smashed this rat's brains in.
I just keep smashing until it's paste on the ground.
Alright, so one of the rats is indeed paste on the ground. Is that your turn? Are you going to move?
And then I move. I'm so
All
ready
right.
for more paste.
Alrighty, so that takes us to Anarmigo.
Alright. I don't have enough ledge to sandwich that. Oh, wait. What am I talking about? Forget. I was about to do something stupid for no reason.
Get that advantage.
A 14 does hit. I'm assuming you're attacking the one that's by Samson?
Yes.
Describe how you kill it.
Alright. So after I see him smash the rat, I say to Signy, Signy, it only takes one swing. You don't want to waste energy. Just try it like this.
Alright, and it is dead. Is that your turn?
No, I turn around to the other rat so that I'm facing it and I say, you are next.
It's a rat.
It
It's like-
blinks at you with the intelligence of a rat.
It understands you. Oh
It
no!
understands.
the
It
fuck out.
knows.
It does understand. Alright, so is that your turn?
That is my turn.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty. So that takes us to Ulrich. And he's going to flank the one up here. So gets to roll with advantage. Alright, so hand axe. A 24 for 5. Alright, so he cleaves this one in two, and out it goes.
Oh shit, wait. I think he does get his damage on his offhand, doesn't he? Because he's a ranger. Rangers get fighting style at level 2.
If he gets fighting style at level 2, I didn't see it added.
Yeah, I don't think he said what it was, so we can't know for sure, but I believe Rangers get fighting style at level 2. And if he's being this big axe guy, I mean, I can't say. He might have taken art.
Okay, so he would get a +2 to damage rolls if he's not wielding any other. Oh, wait. Two-handed or two-weapon fighting. I'm assuming you took that. You can add your ability modifier. Ah, okay. Makes that a lot more sense.
If
So he
he
did have
took that, but we don't know.
We don't know. I'm kind of assuming he did. It's a kill regardless. So he takes out this one, and he runs over to the other. Reason not to, and he takes a second swing. Not thrown. Not supposed to be thrown or at advantage, but it does hit. And it does kind of matter for this one. I'm going to go ahead and say that he did take dual wielding, and this one is dead.
Told you it knew it was next.
So
And
he
the terrifying
leaves this one
panther
in two.
lands amongst us.
And that takes out combat. So everybody's a little scraped up, but luckily still alive. The rats have been dealt with.
Greta!
Yeah.
Greta, take your time, girl. Yeesh.
They
Come
were
here.
like perfect sized, and look, I'm usually better at climbing.
Look at your little hands. Let's see if we can't take care of this a little bit. And I will spend 3 HP on her.
Alright, so Rita, you regain 3 HP.
I believe Sai's okay with his regaining of 11. He should be tip-top, right?
Alright, I'm back.
You got back 11 HP. Does that put you back to full?
I did?
Quite. You did.
Wow.
Yeah, you did.
You already
Wow.
recorded though.
Yeah, he used to cure wounds on you.
Oh man, I owe
And
you,
I tracked it.
Samson. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I say that out loud in character. Well, I don't know how the timing was, but yeah, it's like I'll give you a nod or something. It's like, yeah, I really owe you one. Oh, in fact, you know what? Scratch that. I'll do it after. Okay, so we are out of combat.
You are out of combat.
All right. So I am going to look to Samson. I keep saying Samson. I work too hard, and so I'm going to look at Samson, and I am going to mentally send him a message saying, "Thank you very much. I owe you one." And then
Note taken. I give him a thumbs up.
And then I'm just gonna walk over like nothing happened.
So, I guess I want to. Can we look down? Like, what do we see? What's down there?
Okay, so I will remind the party that Ulrich is a little more than a little worse for wear. He did get quite scraped up, if anybody wants to heal him. But, Signy, you can go ahead and roll me a survival check now that you're finally down here.
I'll go ahead and give him 2 HP for what it's worth. That leaves me with 5 left to play with. And I'm afraid I'll probably need them.
With my luck.
Would we like to take a short rest and just chill out for a minute so we can gain back some HP?
We'd like to.
Does the party want to take a short rest?
How long is a short rest?
Hour. Or depend.
I mean, it doesn't make any difference to me.
It's like 4 hours.
I'm willing to let you guys do it.
I mean, I feel like we made a lot of noise on the way in here, and
We
sitting.
absolutely did. So you all rest. I'll watch.
Okay, so the party rests for an hour. It's a short rest, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody can roll a hit die if they want to regain some hit points. And
I actually didn't get hurt, so I'm gonna watch while everybody else does that.
Okay, how do I roll a hit die?
You can just roll your D8.
Yeah, you can roll a d8, or you could click on hit die, and it should bring up dice for you. Option to roll.
You get your con modifier as well.
You said one hit die?
As many as you want to spend. You have 2.
So it'll be a D8 plus 1. There you go. You get back 8 hit points.
Woohoo! Full health.
Alright, that's just enough to put me up to max.
Okay, so then I used one hit die, so I should have one hit die left?
Yep.
Until a long rest? Yes.
Okay.
And who wants to roll the D8 for your...
It's a die 10, and I guess I'll go ahead and roll it.
Oh, D10. I forgot he's a fighter. I mean, martial type.
So he gains 8 hit points, and he's 1 hit point from max. So he's looking pretty good.
All right.
Sorry I wasn't more useful there, Greta.
I mean, I started that by not... Look, those handholds were slippery. The goblins must have put oil on them or something.
No, I should have let you guys know that I could have just gone down.
Signy, let's go ahead and say that you had advantage from over. So go ahead and roll again.
Okay. Probably gonna be another 3. I like 3s tonight. Oh, okay.
A 13. Not the greatest. So you start among the rubble of an old ring of stones that contains and is covered by the accumulated ash of 100 fires. So that's about where Narvik is standing. Right there.
I stood in a campfire with 100 ashes?
Yeah. Okay, so leading away from the ash, you pick out a trail of humanoid footprints. You can't quite tell whose they belong to. And you do see rat tracks of an unusually large size leading down the stairs as well.
Hey guys, there's probably more rats down here. I will lead the way and have my giant bloody hammer out.
I will follow closely, but stealthed.
Alright. So, Signy, go ahead and give me a very perception check instead. Perception, 18. Much better, okay. So the 5-foot wide stairs that descend from the area are roughly carved but not dangerous to traverse, luckily for everybody else. 3 landings lie en route. The first is at 60 feet above ground floor, the second at 40, and the third at 20. From here you can hear the howl of wind above, but for now the coast seems clear.
Alright guys, it looks good. Let's keep going.
All right, let's be careful. We don't want any more rat problems.
I'm back
You want
again.
more rat problem?
Good. Yorick, you did pretty well in that fight. By the way, what fighting style did you choose?
Dual wielding.
That's what we thought.
He is good.
Did you guys just beat the rats right now?
Yes, you
As a
use
matter
your
of
dual
fact.
wield. You use your dual wielding, which we assumed you took, and were able to
Yes.
defeat the last rat.
So, are there any like traps or anything I should be looking? I'm keeping an eye for stuff.
So
You'll
if there
need
were
to
any
do that.
traps, it would go off of Signy's perception check to see them, and then your thieves' tools to disable them once they were found. So off his 18, there are no traps, as far as you can tell. Okay. So as you descend, a fortress emerges from the darkness. A subterranean citadel, though impressive, seems long forgotten. The lightless windows and cracked crenulations, as well as leaning towers, are of any indication. For now, all is quiet. Go ahead and view the rest of the map. Though you do notice a cold breeze blows up from below, bringing with it the smell of dust and a faint trace of rot. Which would bring us to the next map as you descend with finals, I guess.
Straight to hell.
Okay, everyone, keep your eyes open, because we are about to enter this sunless citadel.
So that brings us to the next map.
This absence of light is really disturbing.
Everybody should be on the bottom middle map.
Bottom.
And you should already be there.
Yeah.
If it will load in.
It loaded.
Oh,
It's just
fuck,
really
right
big. You gotta zoom out.
It's still loading for me. I do not have the best internet.
Well, the GM always has extra stuff to load.
Yeah, I do have quite a few more things trying to pop up. Alright, so the narrow stairs into a small courtyard. Apparently, the top of once was a crenulated battlement. A buried citadel has sunk so far under the earth that the battlement is now level with the floor of this cavern. This floor stretches away to the north and south, composed of layers of treacherous, crumbled masonry which reach to an unknown depth. To the west looms the surviving structure of what must be the sunless citadel. A tower stands on the west side of the courtyard, which looks to be your best route of entry. And that would be up here. I suppose that'd be north, actually.
I'm assuming the structure is really old.
It is indeed.
This feels
It
like
seems to have settled, but lately it's a little bit more active. As a matter of fact, Ulrich, you could roll me a nature check with advantage on that.
Okay, coming in right now.
I think he said he's in a car. I just heard him mumble something.
No, sorry, I'm just loading in right now.
Ah.
That's the background music. Oh, it's on. I was gonna say, Jesus, you guys should be able to hear that. Nature with advantage?
Yes, sir. A natural 20.
Yay.
yeah.
Okay, so you know the sunless citadel has sunk deep into the earth a few hundred years ago by the aforementioned calamity that claimed the life of the dragon, which did come up in lore earlier. So this has been settled, or at least you should have plenty of time for the ground here to be more than stable, but the tremors that you've been experiencing have loosened it up again. So this expanse of crumbled masonry surrounds the entire citadel. You can tell that if you attempt to cross it, it's a little bit more than unsteady. It would count as difficult terrain, but you can pick your way across it with your background.
Are we talking to me?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yes, that's fine. I didn't know if the background thing threw me. Okay, then tell everybody this thing doesn't look real solid, but maybe I can get across anyway. So just in case I happen to fall into the abyss, do you think you got one of those slow things that you can use on me?
Are we-
I can try, but I think one of the others might be able to secure you better. I can hold myself
Okay.
up. But
That
Wait,
would
are
be
we-
great.
We're
Go ahead.
climbing up or something? I'm sorry, I lost track.
this ground
So
is...
Uruk is able to step forward and pick the most stable ground for everybody, but the slabs of masonry below you are shifting and threatening to give way to debris-lined cavities below. So I will still need an acrobatics check for everybody else other than Uruk to follow him.
Oh, good. Because acrobatics is not my.
It's not your forte, but you can make it across with your background. Everybody else needs to follow you, which is the problem.
Does my mastery of air help here? Because it lets me ignore difficult terrain.
I do suppose it would, yes. So I would need an acrobatics from Greta, Samson, and Armadillo, and Signy. So Signy.
I'm not gonna make it, guys. It's not gonna go well. I can already tell.
Well, let's see it.
Yeah.
It's not a
Um,
crit one.
That's true.
So
Just saying.
Signy,
Can anybody guide him?
no. This
No?
is kind of just walking.
No, I meant guidance.
Oh, guidance?
The
No,
guidance
we don't have a
spell.
cleric. So Signy, you fall about your height down before catching onto the ledge. You don't know how far this cavity stretches below you, but it does threaten to swallow you whole. So, lured by the sudden commotion, below you see a swarm of giant rats chomping at the bit for helpless prey and waiting for this exact moment. So everybody have to roll me initiative again.
Ooh.
How far down is this?
You can't see the bottom of this chasm.
It's the mines of Moria.
Look at that. 2 natural
dude.
20s in a row.
My
That's it
rolls
for me.
are fucking atrocious.
Oh, do I get initiative? I don't get. Oh, I get a natural 20 first anyway.
Alright. So let me go ahead and reveal exactly what's popping up out of the ruins below you. It's quite the swarm of rats.
Is Signy still hanging on, or is he gone?
Signy isn't gone. Signy fell about their height down and grabbed the ledge. So they didn't completely disappear. They're still quite hanging out, but indisposed.
Okay. So I can't see the rats?
No, you can see the rats. They have crawled out. And because nobody was really expecting this, I think that does warrant another surprise round. Was quite the trap. That's for the swarm. Roll one more time for the regular rats. And roll this for the rats. Alrighty then. Okay. So sorted. The rats are swarming on Signy since she fell in.
Signy's a girl?
Yes, she is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yep.
Always been a girl.
Sorry.
Don't apologize for having boobs.
Yeah, don't
I'm
apologize
not
for that.
Sydney.
Yeah, I know. That's the other reason why you probably shouldn't apologize.
No, like, sorry for not realizing.
Oh,
Wait, you didn't know it was a girl? None of you guys pay attention to him? Wow.
Well, he
Asshole.
doesn't sound
No.
like a girl. I mean, sorry, she doesn't sound like a girl.
It's a very masculine
I mean-
half-orc.
Oh,
My-
I guess girls,
My
I guess
males
all
don't
girls have
sound
to
like
have,
men.
Yeah, I guess all girls have to go and have high-pitched voices then.
not all of them, no.
Alright, so Signy, you fell directly in between the swarm of rats, unfortunately. So they do flank you. So that would be advantage. Luckily, that score misses. Is 16 hits. It does.
Mm-hmm.
You only take 2 damage, however, as they don't seem to get too far beneath your armor, which is quite lucky.
Mm.
And there's one attack for Ulrich from a straggler, and one for Greta, I believe. So they all miss. Yeah, they don't get through any armor or any clothing, and that takes us to Ulrich. What do you do?
Let's see. I've got a guy on me.
Yes, you
So
do.
I'm going to do that.
Alrighty.
There's no saving throw on Hunter's Mark.
There shouldn't be.
Oh, okay. I'll have to change it. I don't think I put it in, but anyway. And then I'm going to hand axe it to death. Oh, see? There were my 2 good rolls, and now I'm down to shit.
So you take 2 swipes and both miss. Is that your turn?
That is my turn, yes.
Alright, that takes us to Samson. What do you do?
I'm gonna. Can I move over to one that's over by Signy?
Yes.
Alright, well then I will move over there and stab it with my. Sorry, this is being a pain in the butt.
That's alright. 17 for 5. Okay, so you stab into the swarm of rats and you do skewer a couple. These are smaller, but they have combined into quite the glob. Nonetheless, a few are taken out of the equation. Is that your turn?
Why, yes, it is.
Alrighty. Takes us to Anarmigo.
All right, so I'm gonna move to the one that Greta's sandwiching. Try to kill this one, hopefully in one blow.
Roll for it. $20 for 10. Yeah, go ahead and
Nope,
describe.
nope.
No?
Advantage.
Nah. That, my friend, is 24-15.
50.
Where did you get the extra die 6?
I guess reroll ones.
I get to reroll 1s and 2s.
Ah, okay. Interesting, okay. So, describe to me how you wipe this rat off the face of the planet.
I tell Greta, close your eyes.
Okay.
So then as soon as she ducks her head, close her eyes, I cut the rat's head off.
He's going to hit her again with his sword.
No, fortunately I don't. But
Close your
Greta,
eyes. Back.
Greta does not get hit in the face with rat blood.
Yeah, and then she's just like, "Can I open them now?"
Yeah. She gets
Yes.
swarmed by rats.
So then as I leave, you see little piece of rat guts on the back of my sword as I go behind the swarm. And that's
Alright. And that takes us to the swarm. They are still flanking Signy. And still in pretty good condition, so that's 2 more rolls at advantage. They are not
Hurrah.
getting through your armor, however, which is very lucky.
Hmm.
Which takes us to Psychor. Psychor, there's rats everywhere. What do you do?
I am going to move to try and reposition myself. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna do a mind thrust on this rat here.
Alright.
There it is. Wow. Fear me.
So that's a DC 15 for 2 damage. It
Wow.
does fail quite horribly, and it squeaks as it takes 2 psychic damage. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn. I think I'm going to go back. I'll just move a little bit to the left.
Poor little rat has just a tiny bit of blood coming out of its nose.
Alright, so that takes us to Greta.
Okay. So, I mean, like, every time I try and do something fancy, I just get killed.
By
So,
the way,
Fundamentals.
exactly. If you swing right now, Greta, you do have advantage on the rat swarm in front of you.
well,
Just-
plus I have cunning. I have my sneak attack too.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
you
but you have advantage and you have your sneak attack. So don't forget that before you make your decision.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna. Are these things small?
Are they what?
Are they small?
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
So
Normal-sized rats.
this is a swarm, and this is giant, or are they all swarms?
There are 2 swarms of regular rats and 2 giant rats.
Right. Okay.
One giant rat.
Well, one now.
Is the giant rat just like giant relative to other rats, or is his size class actually giant?
Oh, it's a giant compared to other rats. It's about the size of a small dog.
This is why I'm asking.
You could ride it.
Smaller beast. It is still a small beast. You can communicate a simple idea to it. Like,
I mean, I don't. Just it's like, why are we killing them? Can't I just tell them to be friends? Like, happy?
Pretty doubtful. They're kind of fucking rabid.
you could use your action to make an animal handling roll if you want.
I mean, we kind of did beat the heck out of some of them and kill a lot of them.
I mean, and if I'm telling them, hey, truce, I mean, look, I'm probably going to fail this, but I feel like I'm going to do fancy tricks until something fucking works.
No, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Outside of the
Sure.
box. Outside of the box is good.
I mean, and to be fair, we have no idea if the giant kitty would have worked because they died before they could see it.
Go for it.
God damn it.
Wow.
You guys.
You know what? Why don't you go ahead and do that at advantage because of how many have died? Okay. So, you communicate a very simple idea that you are friends and not food, and they probably have enough food lying around as it is.
I mean,
Which-
surely they could eat each other, you know? I mean,
Oh my God.
there are plenty of dead ones now.
That is quite okay among rat people, which would take us out of combat time.
Nice.
As they realize that they have plenty of chow lying around, and you guys don't want to fight them unless you're feeling particularly spiteful. Does anyone
Yeah,
want to keep attacking?
Look, I'm just saying, I'm totally like sitting among the swarm, petting them.
It's like a Disney
You-
movie, only with rats.
First off, yuck. Second off, yeah, rats aren't personal. It's fun.
All right.
Really amazing.
So
Whoa,
that
wait, I'm
reaches-
sorry. Do these rats serve darkness?
Gil, you don't fight something when it decides to lay down arms.
And
But-
probably they're fucking disease carriers.
Right.
Be
but I
nice.
just
No
need
one
to
said
know.
you were diseased.
I just
That's
need to
true.
know.
I didn't say I
serve
wasn't
darkness.
diseased. And I'm dark.
As long as they don't serve darkness, they may survive this. Good work, Greta.
My DM's so nice to me.
Oh, just as a warning, Greta. If I do run across something that serves darkness, and you ask it to lay down arms, I'm gonna owe you an apology.
Oh,
Or
that's
you know,
okay.
if you let a prisoner out of a jail cell, probably stop that too. By the way.
Say, Greta, can you ask them to scout for us?
To do what?
Scout for us.
Yeah, I mean, can I communicate with them to ask if there's danger?
I guess I would let that go off the same roll, and they're going to say yes.
Okay, so there is danger ahead. How do we want to do?
There is danger
I can
ahead?
try
I am
to be-
shocked.
What? Be nice.
I think that
Was
we
there
should
more
just
cliff faces ahead?
we should just be on our guard. Is Signy still down in the hole or cliff or whatever it is?
Signy, I
Can
don't
we
believe it
help
ever made it to
Signy
your turn, did it?
Can we help Signy
No,
up, please?
no.
So you're still holding on to the ledge, dangling over a cavern of an unknown depth.
All right, let's help Signy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm being
let's just,
sarcastic from down here.
let's just take a rest, everybody. We'll rest up and then we'll save him. See how long he can hold on.
You
no,
would
we
wager
go
on us,
over.
didn't you?
Do you want to wager how much? I stop
One
everything.
copper. I believe that she can be up in 15 seconds.
So
I'm gonna help
15
Signy.
seconds.
I'm
You're
going-
just gonna pull yourself up.
I'm going to attempt to help Signy.
All right,
Guys,
so
if
it
you
only
do that,
takes
that's-
half your movement to stand
Oh,
up,
wow.
as if you were knocked prone. It's not that hard.
Just so you know,
Stand up.
Sig, I bet on you.
I throw
I
a
don't
rock
have
at
any.
you, Rick.
I don't have any copper pieces. I'll buy you a drink once we get out of here.
2 drinks.
Gee,
you-
she just out first. Gee.
You
About
cost me a
5
copper.
About 5 seconds into realizing she's female, you're offering her drinks.
No.
Shame.
Yeah. Maybe we should get to know each other a little better.
Listen, I've taken drinks from less reputable people. All right.
Oh, I don't know about that. But all right.
Everyone's more friendly now that they know Signy's a girl.
Yeah, I just realized it. I saw the cleavage as she was
Oh, yeah,
pulling
that's what I
herself
was
up
saying. As soon as he was holding on, you looked down her turn, right?
Whoa. Hey, baby, come on up. Anyway, okay, let's should we determine an order of walking?
Order? Yeah.
I'm 4th.
Okay, so is Signy first, or are we stealthing first? How do y'all want to do it?
Well,
I will do what you guys want to do.
Stealthing.
Well, why
I'm
don't
gonna
you and
try to
Signy
stealth
decide?
as well. Okay.
So,
Here's what
Ulrich
I'm
was
thinking.
the one who was picking the most stable ground, so he kind of has to go first.
Yeah.
And now that there's no looming threat of rat attacks, at least as far as you can tell, it's just unstable ground. You can probably hobble your way over that.
All right. So, do we need a certain marching order when we get inside the citadel?
That
Or
is
should we just figure that
entirely
when
up
we
to you.
Okay. I'm thinking if we have a scout or 2, then we might be a little safer.
Yes. If we had a scout, a person
Jesus
who's
Christ.
used to going through the woods.
Is
Person
there
who's
Mortal
used to tracking
Kombat going on in the
wild.
background or what?
That was my fault. Yes, we had a scout. Someone
think-
who was used to being able to track through the woods. Someone in touch with going through nature and finding a safe path. If only one of us could do that, it would be
Yeah.
good.
Do we have
I'm
to
thinking-
go around here?
I mean, anybody could.
I mean,
Step up.
I would certainly try. Greta would try.
Oh, no,
I'm thinking-
Greta. But there might be somebody here who could really do that well.
Are you saying I'm not sneaky?
No, you're sneaky. But we also need someone with sure footing. And I'm not saying that just because you fell down a ravine after you haphazardly ran off of a cliff, that you don't have sure footing. I'm just...
He's saying you can't walk well.
Yeah, he's just thinking it real loud.
My idea was for myself and Greta to go. Just in case, we'll go like maybe 20 feet ahead, inspect for traps and pits, see how many pits Greta can fall into. Put Signy and Armagill behind us with the other 2 in the back and see what happens.
That sounds like a perfect plan.
Yeah.
Let's enact it.
All I know is I'm holding this wall and I'm going slow. So
Okay, you're gonna go back and go with Armagill. You guys are our 2 heavy hitters, so you're gonna be the ones we run and hide behind.
Okay.
But
Good
I
luck.
think we're going to go a little bit ahead, like 20 feet ahead, just to get an idea of what's going to happen.
Just enough to yell out a warning.
Yeah.
Alright, so just for the sake of narrative, why don't you guys go ahead and give me another acrobatics check for traversing the masonry?
Bloody
Everyone?
fucking hell.
Everyone
Yep.
except for me.
What if I'm holding onto the wall like Spider-Man?
Can I like do fucking flips to show off?
Sure, go for it. It's just a flat acrobatics.
Do I have to roll?
Not you. You're the only one who's exempt from.
Okay.
And me.
Ben, why do you dislike? Okay.
Hey.
Alright, so at Narmigo, why did you have advantage?
I didn't. I rolled a
You
9.
rolled an 8. Okay. So on the way to the first landing,
Oh,
Narmigo...
a 9.
A 9, alright. Nonetheless, Narmigo keeps sliding in, and it's very much the same situation as Signy. Narmigo, as you fall into the first cavity, you see lots of rats around, and they squeak at you very confused, but the message seems to have carried across. This would have been a lot worse had she not thought of that, and they probably would have tried to eat you.
Well, that and my DM's very nice and gave me advantage because I keep failing shit.
So you can surmise that the entire floor beneath you is littered with hundreds and hundreds of rats.
Wonderful.
Very wonderful.
Make sure you say hi, Gil.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for your good idea there.
I'll say hi with the bottom side of my boot.
I've got a high stamp on the heel of my boot. All right, I'm gonna go up here and check this place out.
So the party finds themselves blessed by stable ground at the first landing. So everybody would line up at around the stairs. Signy, go ahead and give me a perception check up here.
Looks clear, fellas. Stable.
Hey, nice.
A natural 1. Okay, so nobody move. As soon as you start saying that it's stable up here and Signy rolls a critical failure, okay. So, Ulrich, Samson, as you step forward, a lid beneath you flips open and dumps you unceremoniously into a deep pit littered with bones, bodies, and lots of rats. Now, again, in another instance of this would be terrible if it weren't for Greta, you see a lot of rats down here in with you with the bodies. As for falling damage, I think it's only 10 feet. Yes, a 10 feet deep pit. So you take a 1d6 each.
Did any rats break my fall?
Each of you takes 6 damage,
Jesus.
and you should just be lucky that the rats aren't pissed off.
Can I throw a ration down to the rats?
You can.
Well, I mean, they're being nice and not eating us, so we should feed them some.
See if you can get them to find us a way inside this place. It's not littered with traps.
Hey, I'm happy to try. I'm going to throw some food at them, and then I want to convey the idea of safe entry. Is that too complex?
Not too complex. So I suppose they would say that the door is unlocked. If you try the door.
Yes, there aren't so much traps as shoddy craftsmanships. You're right.
Well, I mean, that's why the safe is an operative word. I'm asking them, is the door safe?
Safe for them.
They're going to say not to the northeast.
Okay. I
Isn't that
totally
where we have to
yeah.
go?
So I guess I want to throw 2 of my 10 rations from my explorer's pack to them. I don't know how to do that in my inventory, but
You can go ahead and deduct 2 rations. It should have a number as to how many you have.
Are you a gnome, Samson?
Samson is a halfling.
I'm a halfling, thank you.
It's even worse.
I was going to say, if we stood on each other's shoulders, we're still not 10 feet high.
I'm only 2.5 feet high.
I'll drop a rope down to you.
Can I jump off of your shoulders?
Maybe.
Come on, take the rope.
So before they climb out, the rats, now that they have been fed, scurry around and reveal some treasure that has been down there before you. So you see a scimitar, a small shield, as well as 23 silver pieces and 4 gold pieces.
I got dibs on the gold. The gold's mine!
We split money.
We don't need to tell.
I don't see you guys down in the fucking pit.
We don't need to tell them about the
Oh no, we split money.
Yeah. We collect everything up, and or I will collect as much up as I can get before Simpson snakes it all, and I'll take it up and just put it on a pile on the ground.
All right.
So I guess we split this up. Who can use a scimitar?
Hold on. Can I use detect magic as a ritual?
It would take you 10 minutes, but absolutely.
All right. I want to detect magic on this scimitar.
Can we do a short rest?
Do you guys want to take another short rest?
Well, we could, yeah. I can still do it at the same time. It doesn't really matter one way or the other.
All right. So everybody camps out for another hour outside of the Sunless Citadel. So if you want to regain hit points, you can go ahead and use another hit die if you have one remaining. And in the meantime, Anarmagil, you spend 10 minutes casting Detect Magic as a ritual. So what you notice is nothing out of the ordinary as far as the scimitar and shield is concerned. But now that the auras of the weave have been revealed to you, you notice that the very stone of this structure is indeed emanating something.
Be careful. The rats said that the northeast was not safe.
That may be what they're referring to.
Rats.
I'm certainly feeling a ward over this place. Who wants to try this sword and scimitar? From what I can tell, it's mundane.
How big is it?
I'll take the scimitar if no one wants it.
Hold on. Let me double check to see whether or not that is finesse. Because I think it is.
Yeah, it's finesse.
Oh, well, then I would, if it's finesse, I mean, because that's something that always get me, and if I use finesse, I have sneak attack with it.
And I believe you're allowed to use a shield?
Oh, I don't know.
Small shield.
I don't know if I have, what?
Proficiency was the word, right?
I don't think I have what do I have proficiency with? Where is that?
That's on your first page. You have proficiency with all martial weapons and medium armor.
I went ahead and clicked on it for you. It's in the bottom left, below senses. And it does not look like you have shield. So no, you cannot use a shield.
Okay, well, shield's fine. But the scimitar, if it has finesse, that sounds like something that would be helpful for me.
Sai, do you have any melee weapons?
I have a spear. And
Okay,
I've been using my spear as a walking stick all the time.
Well,
And Greta, you have daggers?
I mean, I would be happy to give him my rapier and take the scimitar, and then he has a melee.
So a rapier is a 1d8 in finesse. Scimitar is a 1d6 and finesse and light.
Well then, never mind. You can have it.
So you're keeping your rapier then?
Yeah, if it does more damage and it is a finesse weapon, then yeah, I would just keep that.
Alright. So we are 12 minutes over time, and it does look like Signy has to start wrapping up. So I think this is where we're going to call session 4.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Can we take a long rest before we start? Like next week?
You could, but
Do
that
we
would be
wanna do
taking 8 hours outside of the Citadel. That's up to the party.
Well, yeah.
I mean, look, we fed a few of the rats, but there's a lot of them, and they're still animals. I wouldn't push that.
Yeah, I agree.
Personally, I mean, I feel like that's asking for trouble.
I think once we get inside, we can probably shore up a room or something.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to get my spell slot back, that's all.
Yeah. Spell slot? Singular?
I only have 2, and I used 1.
Oh.
Yep, I only have 2 as well.
So, anyway, yeah, that's fine. I will see everybody next week.
So
Alright.
the party reached
Thanks
the
for the
first
game.
landing and the entrance to the Sunless Citadel.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we will pick it up from there. Thank you guys for
Thanks
coming
for the
out.
game, Ben.
We made
It's
it.
been.
Luckily, nobody's got their head decapitated by a car today.
Or didn't squish to the bottom of a, oh, good lord, what would that be? 120 feet fall?
Exactly. All right. Same bad time, same bad channel. Have a good night,
Yeah.
folks.
Have a good night, guys.
See you
Good
guys.
night.